we do. And we've been doing some fun things, and I have a lot of support for pickleball, and it seems like people are coming up to play. People I haven't seen before, which was really fun. Young couple, older couple. Yeah, so it was good. So that's that. Josh?
Yep. So I'm Josh Rose now. I joined, I think last meeting was my first, so new blood also. I have a 8-year-old, just turned 8, and a 10-year-old, almost 11. Both go to Lake Forest Park Elementary, so similar to what you've got going on, Richie, and have lived here now. We're in our 6th year in Lake Forest Park, and I work in conservation issues, so have a background in biology. So I've been starting to talk to people about birding in the parks and what more we can do to get people enjoying them that way.
I love your background, Josh. That's so cool. That's from Mount Rainier, right?
Right near there, yeah.
Yeah.
The Natchez Loop Trail.
Really pretty.
Seemed appropriate.
It is.
And I'm Lori Bodie. I'm on the council. You saw me there when you got confirmed. I've been on the council for 3 years. This is my 4th year. So my term is up the end of December. I've really enjoyed being on the council. There are a lot of issues coming our way, including parks issues and recreation issues, especially in light of the pandemic. I've lived in 2 different houses in Lake Forest Park, and my kids went to Briarcrest. My kids are grown up, but they went to Briarcrest, Kellogg, and both graduated from Shorecrest. Though, as they remind me, the old rundown Shorecrest.
Yeah, the prison. My son also graduated from
Shorecrest.
My son also graduated from Shorecrest in 2008, and he called it, oh yeah, the prison.
yeah. So anyway, but I think that the Parks Board has already done a lot of good things after being reinvigorated after the pandemic. I think some of the pickleball and yoga in the parks activities, and some of just the thoughts and recommendations that may not have been fully realized yet are a great start. And I think Corey will brief us later on the plan for the consultant and kind of a rough schedule, but sometime this year we'll start the process of talking about master planning for the lakefront park.
Yay.
And Corey wrote Chair of City. And yeah, we'll just keep going.
We all know you.
I'll just say Corey has many hats that she wears. So she has like, because our city is small, she has about 4 jobs. And this is one of them.
All right, with that, I think we can get to the adoption of the agenda. Corey sent that out earlier today, along with minutes from the last meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda? Do you have anything to add? Any suggestions or comments, or a motion to approve it?
Move to approve it.
Great. And a second?
Second.
Great. Okay, all in favor of the agenda as Corey sent out?
Aye.
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 Great. Approved. All right, so let's get into that agenda. Oh, and sorry, the next bit on the agenda is to review and look at the meeting minutes from last meeting.
There is one correction I'll do is Max is on the attendance, and I'll take him off of it.
Okay, oh, I noticed that one. Catch. Any other comments on the what is that, the February minutes, or a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Great. Any second?
Second.
Great. All in favor? Aye.
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 Great. Minutes are approved. And let me scroll back up on my agenda to see where we're talking about.
We have the work plan. Do you want me to share my
Yeah, that'd
screen?
be great. Please. There it is. Thank you. Okay, so this is the summary of our generally our work for the year. Still in draft form, but it's for 2023. So we're just kind of framing out the year. A lot of it's based on prior years, but I think we've added a few new things. We talked through many of them last time. Let's see, I'll just go through briefly and we can kind of talk, make sure I'm on the right page. The park master plan, I think, is a big one that we have to work through to help the council probably select the vendor and do the work on the master plan, and be involved in that, particularly from a gathering input perspective. The social media presence, we've gone around about that one for a long time, various ways to use that. I think we ended up keeping it on the list. Corey, can you remind me what we talked about last time about why we kept that on?
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do more of the spotlight.
That's right.
Do like a monthly, start with a monthly article to go in like the e-news that will be out on social media. We just start there and then see if we want to expand. Right.
Okay. And then the next one down was to increase recreation opportunities, really, along the same lines Richie mentioned. The one that worked for us, I thought really well last year was, the yoga in the parks. And we are on track to continue that. The other one that we've tossed around for some idea for some years, I think since one of our first meetings, I think Max brought it up, was the idea of a walking tour, either a permanent one, which would be a great walking route to just have established and well sidewalked and signed and everything, or if not permanent, then a one-off, right? A weekend that we could do something, or a time. So that's the one that's kind of up for consideration. Then we have the community participation to go to events, gather input. And I think we'll get into some of those details with the summer events in particular later in the meeting. And then kind of a standing one is to advise the council on parksy issues. That's my summary of that last one. Anything to add to that, Corey or Lori, from your perspective?
No, from my perspective, I think it reflects the previous conversations, and so tonight, I think Corey and I are hoping you'll adopt it so we can, with whatever changes you guys decide to make, so that we can present it to the council for, thumbs up.
Great, thanks. So how about the rest of the board? Any questions, comments, additions, subtractions, changes as you look at this?
Just to clarify the fourth one, the community participation, this is as individuals or as like sort of collectively going to events. I don't remember if there was discussion of that last time. If anyone can just sort of flesh that out a little bit to clarify what the plan is there.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I don't think it would be as a group, but it would be individuals of us in our capacity as a Parks and Rec board member. So we'd plan that out, like who can go to what events and kind of represent. One idea was to, I think, do something more regularly at the farmers market. to either have our own booth or, which, you know, we need to staff somehow, or partner or be a part of an existing booth. And there are other community events that would probably be a good spot for us to be. And some of the discussion was also about, what do we do there? Are we just there to say, can meet and greet? Partly, I think a lot of, at least in my experience, a lot of just the community feedback I've received is just telling people that I'm on the board, and they say, oh, hey, I have things to tell you about parks. Right. But also to go there with a purpose. And as we get more into the Parks Master Plan, I think it would be to do some information gathering, maybe even surveying, or you know, asking people to fill out a checklist, or more likely go to a website to provide their comments, and to promote that.
So these are not necessarily events at parks. This is events that would be community events of all sorts, whether it happens to be at a park or is some other thing, just to get that feedback, and to, if we have events that we're planning, spread the word about it. If there are community surveys or other outreach that we're doing, all of that sort of, okay.
That's right. I think many of them will be in parks, but not necessarily all of them. Corey?
Yeah, I also think, like, you know, maybe at picnic in the park, if there would be a booth activity that the Parks Board may want to do for that day, that could be included in that as well, or, you know, at any of the concerts in the park or something like that. So just kind of keeping it broad, but like on there to, you know, bring out ideas as the year goes on too.
Yeah, and these are high level, right? These are not getting into the specific details of what we're going to do. But just to, as Corey said, just to kind of keep it on one of our larger list of things to do for the year or think about.
And is there a good map specifically of the parks in town that, like, if we were doing an event, that we could have either as handouts or as a big display to show people and talk through? Is that something that exists somewhere on a website already?
There's maps of the parks, but yeah, we could, you know, look at printing something for events like that for sure.
I feel like the website, doesn't the website have a pretty good map of where all the parks are?
Yeah, I
haven't looked there in a while.
I sent in the email after last meeting, I might have sent a map, or maybe just sent the pros plan, but the pros plan has a map of all the parks.
I thought I remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little old, right? It doesn't have is that right? It doesn't have a couple.
It just wouldn't have the lakefront property.
Okay.
There is like a city map, but that does not have the newer properties. Like, it doesn't have Highbaker Woods or
right.
Anything like that.
But yeah, I think that's right. If we're going to be at an event promoting the parks, it would seems right to have something to point to where all the parks are.
And also help thinking about walking routes or other sorts of things like that.
Yeah. I've liked the idea of a walking route to connect a lot of parks. That'd be pretty cool. Max had I think it was it Bellevue? Do you remember the story? Others on the board. He said Bellevue Parks. I might be mixing up my cities, but it had this idea of like little, I think they called it pearls on a chain. So it was like little parks connected by a nice walkway to another park, then to another park, then to another park.
I think it was Bellevue.
That sounds right. I've checked them out, but it's a good concept. Any other questions or comments about the what do we call this, work plan? Well, if not, then I guess we could move forward with approving it. Anybody like to move that?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the plan.
Great. Would anybody like to second that?
Second.
Great. All in favor of approving the current draft 2023 work plan?
Aye.
Aye.
I-
Great. Great. It's approved. And of course, we can do things on the edge around this, of course, but this is I think this will be a really good start for what we're doing. I like it.
Yay. Yeah, and then Tyler, I'll work with you on setting up a council meeting we can go to, and we'll obviously invite everyone else if you guys want to come. And yeah, you guys can do it on Zoom or in person, so we can chat about that.
Sounds good. So I think we're on to the next agenda item, which is yoga in the parks. Alice, our usual yoga in the parks
Yeah,
core is not here today.
Liaison is not here. So
Yeah,
let's-
I will say I did talk to our city attorney, and we'll be able to set up some sort of system to where we can just do one waiver for the year, but we'll have to figure out a tracking system and like a sign-in sheet every time. But we'll be able to fast track like the waiver form at least this year. So yeah, and then
That's good. That took a lot of time.
yeah.
You know,
So-
we may be able to do something, you know, online, like a DocuSign kind of thing where we just have an iPad, people sign the document, they sign in. I don't know. I always think that there must be some kind of technology to avoid the paper if possible. And we'd have their waiver, you know, just keep it really simple. I don't know, maybe we could just do that. And then we'd have everybody in a database. Would be pretty, it seems like it would be some, I don't know that. I'm just projecting. Might be.
I don't necessarily know if we'll have the technology over here to do something like that, but we'll get a better check-in system going. We'll just like update a list every day. People can like check off their name if they've been there.
Yeah, if they've
Their
been there
name's not-
before.
Yeah, if their name's not on the list, then they'll just have to sign a waiver. So
Okay. That sounds good.
Great. Do we, I can't remember, do we settle on specific dates and a location? Last I heard, I thought we were still kind of bouncing around ideas for where to do it.
No, I think Alice was really, we thought that it worked out really well to be at Animal
Okay.
Acres. It was very central and it gave opportunity for
Great.
shade if they needed shade or sun, and it worked out great. It was lovely, actually. So I think that was right. And didn't we talk about just doing it through July? Starting in what did we talk? I don't remember. Sorry, I didn't write it down. I wrote down.
I thought it was 6 weeks, possibly 8, but 6 weeks as kind of the plan. And not doing the end of August. So through
right.
July and the first part of August
Right.
was, I think, what was discussed.
Right.
That sounds right. Yeah. And the 6-week amount seemed about right, I thought.
Yeah.
So I don't think have we made any other progress on this, or are we really waiting for Alice
We
to
have to wait for Alice. She's
drive it?
she's the facilitator here, so.
That's what I thought.
I'll send her an email and check in with her before next meeting and see if we can see what she needs and go from there.
Great. Let me scroll back up on the agenda. Sorry, I just have one screen today.
Well, it's the
Oh,
summer
summer
events.
events.
I didn't have time to actually make a schedule yet, but I do have most dates. And I'll send this up in a follow-up email just so you guys have them. But April 29th will be the Green Fair. If you guys just want to come, I'm just throwing that one out there. June 28th will be the first concert in the park. Battle of the Bands will be the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of August. And then September 9th will be picnic in the park. So those are set
I'm sorry.
dates.
Corey, that last one was September 9th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the mayor really wants a car show to add, so we'll have a car show this year to go along with that picnic in the park.
You know, could I just say in that context, you know, we have amazing dogs in Lake Forest Park. And I see in a week, I see, you know, hundreds probably up at Horizon View. And I was thinking today, oh, the Parks Board, we should have a dog show. I think
Well,
that would
when
be
you say
great
that,
fun.
That was the pet parade, Amy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I will be trying to bring that one back this year as well. I'm just making sure I have enough time to commit to this, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get it going in a smaller version. But yeah, we did do a pet parade. We did two or 3 years, and it was fantastic. It was a great.
Yeah.
So
The last year that we had, it was the year I was running for city council. It was a perfect and fun opportunity to campaign.
I bet. Yeah, so I think some kind of dog show, dog parade, pet parade, something. I mean, something to let people show off they're beautiful. I mean, people always comment about the dogs in Lake Forest Park are so gorgeous. I just think it would be really fun to have, I don't know, maybe have like funny awards, like cutest, you know, whatever. Stuff like that.
I'll pick your brain once I can figure out a date.
Yeah, I don't have a dog anymore, but I sure see them every day, so I still love them. Now, here's one other thing I'd like to bring up in terms of activities, thoughts that you guys might have. You know, I'm noticing also, because I'm up there all the time, that we have a substantial number of elderly, and I mean elderly people who are still out there and they're walking and I would really love it if we could think of something that appealed to the really senior population, not just, you know, those who are, I mean, all us old ladies who are up playing pickleball, but you know, really, I mean, I see lots of people who are quite elderly. And I just wish we would have something where we could appeal to that part of our citizenry a little. I have no ideas about it, but I was thinking something would be fun to brainstorm.
Maybe we could go to the Lake Forest Senior Center in Spartan in the Shoreline. There's a senior center.
Mhm.
And I know that they have bingo socials and other activities for our seniors. I'm not sure how much or how many of our seniors are at the senior center and using, you know,
Yeah.
participating in their activities. So it might be something that we can look at and go from there.
And they
Yeah.
might have some ideas. They have a very dynamic director, and she did a fabulous job through the pandemic. They do have kind of a stretching class and a Tai Chi class there. So I know of, I haven't been to it, but I've heard about it. So I think that's a great idea, Richie.
Yeah, I think definitely, I mean, if someone wants to take the lead, I could put you in contact with the senior center. And, you know, I know that they have like a bus that picks up some people, and maybe that could, there could be like a field trip day in Lake Forest Park doing something, or, you know, I bet that they have great ideas that we would cater to them a little better.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something related that happens in the park for them. That's
Yeah.
in our parks, something that, and there are a lot of, you know, there definitely are a lot of elderly men, especially that I notice that are up there walking their dogs or just walking, and older couples. And I just was thinking today, wow, we need something for
Yeah.
for our seniors.
I bet the senior center might have some thoughts to share with us about what they
Yeah.
could do and what they could sponsor. We did help them get pandemic funding, and also as part of our approved budget, we gave them, we can only give small amounts of money, but we did give them some of our hard-earned budget money to continue their services. So there are Lake Forest Park citizens who use it, and I must admit I don't know much about the details, but I think that's a really promising connection there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that idea is great.
Any, my question is, do we have any summer events for the little ones? Like in
I mean,
the
like,
element?
picnic in the park is definitely geared towards the younger families. So I would say that's definitely the more younger family friendly event.
And there's also the kids' day at the farmers market, or family day, whatever it's called. Yeah, which has activities for kids as well. And Shore Lake Arts, I think, which we also help support as a city, does do, I think, some occasional kid activities as well.
Corey, what did you say was going to be April 29th? What's
That's
that?
the Green Fair.
Oh, what's that?
It's like a environmental education.
Ah, okay, that's what I figured. Okay, great.
And is that run by the other, the environmental committee? Or is that what they're called?
That would be me. Yeah,
Okay.
CAC, yeah, the Climate Action Committee will have a booth there this year though. And I think the tree board as well, but yeah.
I think of, just like I was talking about older people, I think is it Ruti? Is that your name? Miss
Richie?
Allen? Yeah, what is your first name?
Richie.
Richie. Okay, it is
Yes.
Richie. I wasn't sure if you were using your husband's computer. Okay, Richie. I think some activity for little kids would be great. Some kind of activity for them, one day set aside in the summer on the weekend or whatever, or during the week, and something fun.
Yeah, I was thinking of Council Member Lori mentioned Shore Lake Arts, and my kid has attended their summer camps, but he got tired of it. He said it's the same because they were in a classroom. So I was thinking maybe Shore Lake can host a weekly out in the park drawing session for the little kids, painting session for the little kids or something like that.
I do know, I think the library is trying to do like elementary age, like book walk in the parks for a summer series. They're working to see if they can staff it, but yeah, I know like the Shore Lake Arts, they're small and they do try to do as much as they can in Lake Forest Park with their staff, but they're pretty limited on what they can do as well. But I think that's a great idea to pitch them, and maybe we can invite them to an upcoming meeting. We still need to, get the comments as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and maybe we can get young musician performers holding mini workshops at our parks. This year, I'm organizing the multicultural celebration in Meridian Park, and I've been researching cultural groups for performers, and I came across this young youth taiko drum performers, and they travel to perform in numerous events, and they do workshops in schools, and they're about 7 to 16 years of age, and maybe I can invite them over and they can do a performance at our for example, because we already have a shelter at Animal Acres, we can invite them to come over and perform for our kids and families, and even teach the kids to do Japanese drumming, which is called taiko.
Sounds great. I'd like to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you wanna get their contact information and see if we can, I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of reminds me that we don't really have a permanent venue kind of for these things, right? Other, not that we can change that right now, but other cities have like a place with a stage or a place with a bit of a natural amphitheater that's set up and ready to go, and it's fairly easy to invite or schedule and organize. I say it's fairly easy, but I don't do it. But it seems like there's an established place to do that. And it's definitely something I think we're missing. Perhaps as we think about future park design, something to think about.
That would be pretty. The water, that would be great.
Yeah.
We do own the showmobile now that is brought out for those concerts, picnic in the park and stuff like that. So there's some flexibility with that.
Oh, I didn't realize that was ours. Okay.
Like many things, we bought it used.
Okay, it works.
We now have a police locker vehicle that we bought used, so we're always scrounging the leftovers from the richer cities.
Just break them in for us. It's okay. Get all kinks out. I think these are great ideas. I really like the expanding kind of the idea of what we of the recreation and the way we're going to bring both the recreation out to the folks and doing it the folks within the city. Maybe expanding the demographic that we often get and get them into the parks. So I think keep these up. I think these are great.
And we do have that. We do have the real. There's a lot of shacks on the lakefront property or little cabin-y structures, but there is also an actual, kind of Tudor style house, and I've always thought that could be kind of a community center and a venue for activities. Of course, the parking would have to be at town center, but and there are, so there are some access and other issues like that, but it's Tyler, you probably remember from when we toured, you were on the tour, the lakefront property. It's actually not in terrible shape.
Yeah, that's something on that note, a bit of a side diversion, but that would be good to do for the rest of the parks board, I think, later this spring.
Yeah, Corey, if you could just kind of think about what would be a good time, because we have new parks board members when we would want to do a site visit.
And I will say, I mean, knock on wood and fingers crossed, I got a high school email this week, so
Ooh.
So
Good.
we'll see what he says. And
Great.
That's great.
Any other thoughts on other summer events? This does not need to be the end of the discussion, of course. We'll have more to say on it as we get closer to summer.
all good ideas. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, how about the walking route project? Should we move on to that one?
Well, that's Max. That's been Max's thing all along. So like the yoga in the park, Max is kind of the the catalyst and the facilitator on that. So should we table it?
I think Tyler kind of took over a little bit, but
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry,
No,
Tyler.
it's okay. No, it was definitely Max's like core vision. But I don't know when it was. A few months ago, I put together some actual routes.
Oh,
I think I forwarded them around to the group. I will see if I can share my screen on this little thing.
Wow.
Is it sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, it's a little hard to. I put all the instructions on it, so, but you can get the general gist of the idea, which is to start at Town Center, cross the road, go out to Lion Creek Park, walk back down the Burke Gilman. This part gets a little sketchy, kind of got to cross over. Crossing over is fine, but then there's no sidewalk between there and the fire department, really. So we got to figure that out. I think this area also is kind of a smaller road, but no really good sidewalks. Gets you all up to near Brookside. Here's Brookside up here. Kind of walk up toward Brookside Park, around toward Eagle Scout Park and Animal Acres Park, and then back down toward Town Center. And then I think you can take a bit of a diversion up here, go through Whispering Willows, across the creek, and do you cross the creek there? I can't remember. And then back to where we started. So that was the general route that I came up with. I think it's about 2 miles, pretty flat. There's a bit of a hill right around here, I think, and then a downhill in here somewhere. Sorry for my chicken scratch. I couldn't control the mouse very well when I was doing this.
Fine.
Yes, it's that's right. It's uphill from Blue Heron up to 174th and downhill from 174 to Brookside.
Yeah,
That's
that sounds about right.
That's my walking route too.
You know exactly where we are.
Yeah. And then I would suggest that instead of crossing passing through the gas station, it would be better to just walk by Starbucks, heading to the Albertson supermarket, and from there, safer, just walk by the town center, traversing Mod Pizza to, Mod Pizza to going to the towards Blue Heron Park, passing by to your right the fire station.
Fire station, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the part that was tricky for me. Was I need to get down there and look at it more carefully, like how people would cross and where they would go when they get to. Can you see my arrow? I can't remember. Right around here.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Would they? One idea, I think, as Lori mentioned, was to actually close off part of the street for an official parks event. But this is it's a pretty major intersection. I'm not sure how that would work if they could actually close it.
And yes, it's pretty busy because it's the main entrance coming from Bothell Way heading to the town center. So
right.
So the other idea would be to have folks walk on the sidewalk up this way and then kind of cut through the Starbucks area.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'd have to look at how that works. That's not really a. Yeah, I have to look at that. It depends on. Yeah, I don't know how it would work with the size of group that we have. If maybe Starbucks would love having this group of people wander by at a perfect time of day, stop and get some coffee. Although I'm be optimistic, thinking how many thousands of people will show up for this. But it's a route, so we can kind of play around with this. I think the route was one thing that I think that Max and I have been kind of struggling with because there's no really good route, but this is pretty good. Hits a lot of parks, pretty accessible. The other part is the timing and how we do this. Whether we set aside an evening or just publish it as a here's a walk to do this month. It's not organized. It's just the June walk, and then have another one the following month or something. Or if we have an actual event with a start time and an end time, not like a race or anything, but just to have it more organized.
And just so, just a note that the sidewalk along Hamlin Road is pretty narrow, so
Mhm.
it's, you know, it would be difficult for two individuals walking side by side to walk on the narrow sidewalk. Just, you know, to
Yes,
take
that is
in consideration.
that is a common theme in this city. I find if there's any sidewalk, it's not great. I also find the sidewalk right through here from here to Brookside. I think it's just a stripe on the road.
Yes, yeah,
Which
yeah, like
I
a
mean,
bicycle lane.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
don't hit the toddler. Don't worry. Stay on the road. I find it personally embarrassing that is our sidewalk by a school. So part of this, I think, is also to let folks see what we have for sidewalks in the town. The sidewalk down, of course, you all know this, right? The sidewalk down from Animal Acres to the, I can't remember the name of the street. I've written all over it, near the fire station. That's nice. That's set aside, walking path, side of the road. I think the sidewalk up here, of course, is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's the mileage of this?
I think it's about 2 miles.
Because
You
a
can
longer
shorten it, of
route
course.
or a different route could extend this. I'm thinking of when at LFP we did my fifth grader did a field trip to Animal Acres where the class just walked over from LFP. And then so you could go up on 40th basically to 5 Acre Wood and then cut down on the pipeline, the aqueduct trail, and cut across and basically come back to Animal Acres through there. It would make it significantly longer, but loop in a little bit more parkland.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds good. I think I might need to see that on a map. I don't quite see how it connects, but I like it. The other one I was
Basically it
kind
would
of,
be going up 40th and
okay.
wherever the street is next to on the other side of town center. So
178th,
right.
yeah. Right.
To here.
And then yeah, so and then either in one direction coming back that way along 170th there,
Mhm.
and then on the way out
up
going
this
out
way.
towards 40th, right.
Okay.
I'm moving my mouse, but you can't see it, can you?
I'm sorry. I see it in spirit.
I'm
It sounds like
gesturing,
a great idea.
but yeah.
The one I was
maybe
kind of toying with is extending from where? Hold on, I gotta remember. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been in Lake Forest Park. Extending it from here by Brookside, heading up this road all the way to Grace Cole, and doing a loop through Grace Cole and back, and that gets it up to about 5 miles.
Yeah, I think we
with
need,
worse sidewalks.
yeah, I think we
Go ahead,
need
Amy.
to, I think a lot of people don't know how wonderful Grace Cole is. I really do. I just discovered it. I've lived here a long time. I know Grace Cole's been a park, but I just discovered it like last summer. And I had no idea. It was fantastic. And I'm thinking, well, if I didn't know it, then probably a lot of people don't know it either. I think some kind of fun family activity at Grace Cole would be great. Or adding adding Grace Cole to this map as, for a more, intense, or I don't know, natural. Josh, you would know the words for putting, how we add Grace Cole as telling people, hey, there's this really cool park that has really cool trails, and you should go check it out if you can.
Yeah, I think like a good route could just be from like Annual Acres to Grace Cole and
Mhm.
back, and maybe you
Yeah.
come down Perkins, and that's where you close Perkins for that
Mhm.
afternoon, whatever it is. But yeah, and yeah, I think having a couple of different routes and
Mhm. But this is great, Tyler. This is great that you did this. And I really like Josh's idea too. I know where that is.
And that could also, like you say, there's no reason that it all has to be one route either. You could do something,
Couple
Right.
different.
you know, my wife
I-
and kids and I walked up from by 5 Acre Wood up to Horizon View and back around last weekend, which is
That's a nice
which is a
walk.
good walk, but you know, it doesn't
Wow.
need to be combined with anything else to do
Right.
that. But you know, so having and if the idea is to do a series of walks, then having a few different routes set for that helps highlight the range of parks that are there.
Yeah.
I do like Corey's idea of Animal Acres to Grace Cole and closing a road as part of it. So if you have you could publicize the route, but also I like the idea of encouraging, safety by temporarily for a couple of hours closing a road so people could just kind of walk broadly. So anyway, I do like that as a
Mhm.
as a separate alternative to this. That one I think would be a good one, especially if you publicize that part of it would be a road closure so people get to walk in the road. I think they might like that, especially if you have strollers or little
Yeah.
kids.
Yep. Great.
Yeah, especially on that road. It's not one that I think many people walk very often. So
Mhm.
I hope not.
okay, so I've got to get moving for my flight, but maybe we can kind of here. Can I? I'm sure I can
I'll
stop
just
sharing at some point.
quick update. The RFQ, like for the lakefront property, has gone out. The bids need to be due by April 7th. So hopefully, by May we'll have a consultant on board, and we'll get the process going. We've kind of let the schedule will be up to the consultant what they think their timeline can be, but I would guess something end product like beginning of next year is what it would be, and then public outreach kind of throughout the whole process. So it's moving.
That's helpful. So maybe I was unplugging something and you mentioned it. The end product being the actual master plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a consultant on board, beginning of May type of thing. So
Yeah, well, that's good. Any thoughts on what that means for this board's the timing for the events? I was thinking of our summer activities that we're looking toward, and our public engagement work plan item, how those match up.
Yeah, I'm sure consultants will definitely line up our events with public outreach, and then there'll be open houses throughout their own open process too. So yeah. And then also, I don't know if you guys remember the aquatic study, like back.
Oh yeah.
Like
Right.
where it started.
Right.
The cities are working on finalizing a consultant for them, so that will be moving along too next few weeks.
Nice.
So at the right time, can the board get kind of a briefing on that, Corey? It doesn't have to be you, but at some point.
The aquatics study?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have the consultant present to like all cities, or they might just come to, we'll figure out how that goes, but they'll do presentations to each city and
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you-
maybe we just, we don't have to have a separate briefing, but we invite the Parks Board to the briefing that's held for the
Yeah.
council.
And this is for the Shoreline Aquatic Center. Is that,
yeah, it's just a feasibility study. So it'll be like, what exactly will the cost, what funding does the cost need, and like what really, I mean, they know like they know there's a need for aquatic facilities around here. So like, what's the best place? You know, how can
It would be in North King County, not just Shoreline Aquatic Center. It would be Shoreline, Lake Forest Park, Kenmore, and Bothell. Is it Bothell? Yeah,
Kirkland?
Kirkland, sorry.
Yeah, and they're looking, it'll be like there's two studies going on. Kirkland's involved, like kind of with the Kenmore area, and then like the Shoreline, Lake Forest Park, Kenmore. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they find and what kind of money will be needed for that as well. So,
Thanks for that update. I was kind of curious where that had gone.
Tyler, you have to go. Don't miss your
I
flight.
do.
That makes me
Well,
nervous.
it's not, yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Well,
There's
so
no-
yes, I'm gonna, what's that?
there's no citizens, so
Okay, okay. So we're opening up for citizen comments right now. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
And there are none?
Right.
Okay. Let me just check the agenda one more time. Is there anything else on there that I'm missing?
nope, unless anyone else has.
No.
any.
I
Well,
move.
thanks for all those updates. Oh. All right, we're at the end of our agenda. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us, Richie. And Josh, thanks for coming back.
yeah,
We'll connect again at the next meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Safe travels, Tyler. Be careful.
Thank you.
Yes, good
Yes.
night, everyone.
Get
Safe
home
trip.
safe.
Good morning,
Night,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
well.